2020, when COVID happened, I decided to let go of my store, and I had spent 5 years building the store. Everybody thought that I was crazy. Everybody asked me to wait, but I was sure. I started to read and create content on parenting more aggressively on Instagram. And honestly, at that point, Instagram was the only medium that I had to reach out to mothers. One thing led to the other, and I entered the world of webinars, and I ended up in one of Siddharth's masterclass. Honestly, I did not understand much of it, but one thing that really hit me hard was build a business from home to serve people. It was the auspicious day of Akshay Tritiya, and we usually buy gold on Akshay Tritiya for prosperity, but I decided to buy Siddharth's diamond lifetime membership instead. And now I'm going to share with you how the freedom business model transformed a fashion entrepreneur into a parenting coach and helped me build a community of more than 1,100 mothers in 11 months and a revenue of more than 1 crore in just 12 months.
And this is a lady, the one I'm about to introduce. She is the first quantum speaker, so obviously she deserves a huge round of applause as she comes here because, you know, yeah, you can give it an applause right now. Yes, yes, yes. To build her up. But as she comes on stage, I really want you to kind of break out in a huge uproar because, you know, the first speaker is always has that nervousness, right? And I'm sure everybody understands that. Geeta, you definitely understand it. Okay, now, her core expertise is that she's a parenting coach helping mothers. She's been an integral part of the Eilech family for 2.5 years now. 2.5, 2.5 years now. And she's impacted over 100,000 mothers. Over 100,000 mothers. Did I just say that? Actually, it's over 400,000 mothers. So the 100,000 comes later. But give it up for she impacting over 400,000 mothers after getting here. It's not been, you know, all these years. It's after getting to Eilech. This is the number she's impacted. And she's earned a whopping 1 crore plus after getting into Eilech. So that definitely deserves a big round of applause. Yes, please. She's done this, she's earned this in a right now short but very, very meaningful and impactful journey. And she says that her top 3 accomplishments are these, that she served, see, it's coming here. She served 100,000 mothers in the last 7 years. I think she made a little bit of an error, but I personally feel that before coming to Eilech, she served 100,000 mothers, and after coming to Eilech, she added another 400,000. So that's like a massive, massive number. Her second accomplishment, according to her, is that she's earned 1 crore in just her first year as a digital parenting coach. Fantastic. And yes, she was also selected as one of the last 10, the top 10 at the Super Speaker. Whoa, that is really amazing. Her grandfather had named her Jhao. Okay, Jhao. And Jhao, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, it means wild tree. Because when she was born with nice long hair. And when you see her, you'll realize she still sports nice long hair. And the family still calls her Jhao. All right? That is amazing. But she also says that her superpower as Jhao is she can go to sleep in 2 minutes. Even if there's blaring music and she's at a wedding or wherever, she can be right under the blaring speaker and she can go to sleep in 2 minutes. Please help me welcome one of my soul family, the angels, a true angel herself. Put your hands together for the founder of Easy Parenting Hub, Riddhi Deorah.
Thank you. Should I start? Have you ever been so lost in your growth, success, and chasing big numbers in your bank account that you forget to pause and ask yourself if this is something that you truly want? I've been in that space, running a luxury fashion store, massive success, great numbers, but emptiness in my heart. 2020, when COVID happened, I decided to let go of my store, and I had spent 5 years building the store. Everybody thought that I was crazy. Everybody asked me to wait, but I was sure. And I learned something very beautiful, that sometimes in life, when you're doing nothing, that's when God leads you to where you're supposed to be. And sometimes when you create space and hold the right intention in your heart, God fills that space with something bigger and better. And for me, that space was immediately filled up with something that I truly love to do. I started to read and create content on parenting more aggressively on Instagram. And honestly, at that point, Instagram was the only medium that I had to reach out to mothers. But it actually turned out to be a blessing in disguise because I was able to reach almost 385,000 mothers on Instagram. I was also picked up by a lot of corporates, like the top corporates like EY, KPMG, all the top ones, partnered with over 300 plus brands over the last 7 years. Got to interact with celebrities like Alia Bhatt for her brand Edamame and Zoa Ali Khan, and all these parenting experts from across the world. And one thing led to the other, and I entered the world of webinars, and I ended up in one of Siddharth's masterclass. Honestly, I did not understand much of it, but one thing that really hit me hard was build a business from home to serve people. And that's exactly what I wanted at that point. I wanted to serve mothers, I wanted to be home with my son, and I definitely wanted to build a business. So when he made that offer, I was like one of the first ones to get it. And once I got into the silver membership, I started watching course after course, just like a Netflix series. That's how world-class his products are. And 1 week later, it was the auspicious day of Akshay Tritiya, and we usually buy gold on Akshay Tritiya for prosperity, but I decided to buy Siddharth's diamond lifetime membership instead. And now I'm going to share with you how the freedom business model transformed a fashion entrepreneur into a parenting coach and helped me build a community of more than 1,100 mothers in 11 months and a revenue of more than 1 crore in just 12 months. So there are several power pills that made this journey possible for me. And I'm going to share with you 7 power pills that completely changed the game for me. So the first power pill is the power of being you. So when I started this journey, I wasn't sure if I could be a trainer, if I could teach, if mothers would actually come to me, if I could manage the technology. But then I learned something very powerful, that people come to you not just for your expertise, but people come to you for your experience. People come to you for who you are. People come to you for your story, because your story is also their story. And when I stopped worrying about being an expert at everything that I wanted to do and started sharing my experience straight from my heart, I was able to create an impact. So in this game of expert versus experience, even though subject matter expertise is important, when you're speaking from a place of experience, you can make a much deeper connect with the people that you're speaking to. So that's my first power pill, be you. The second power pill is the power of believing that sales equals service. So one of my most challenging thing was my inability to sell, and that's why for almost 1.5 years after joining ILH, I was not able to launch myself as a coach. I was not able to sell. And I did 100 plus master classes without selling anything. And after I finished teaching, mothers used to ask me in the chat box, what's next? What do we do next? Because everybody was ready to buy. The only person that was not ready was me. And August 2021, when I was almost halfway into the masterclass, something very strange happened. It was almost like somebody whispered into my ears, sales equals service. And out of nowhere, I just randomly announced to the room that I'm going to give you an opportunity to continue this journey with me. I had no idea what I was selling. I didn't know what the price would be. I had no sales PPT. I had no payment link. So once I finished teaching, mothers started to ask me in the chat box, what's next? So I had to think on the spot. And I told them that I'm going to invite you for a 30-day mindfulness room challenge where I'm going to meet you for 15 minutes every day. And when I was creating that payment link on InstaMojo, my hands were shivering. I was almost like somebody else was making me type. And I entered the number 1299, and I put the link in the chat box. There were 30 mothers in the room, and 27 of them continued the journey. So that was a huge validation that people would take it if you had something valuable to offer. And then fast forward to December 2021, I recorded my L1 based on all this experience that I'd collected from these master classes, and I launched my webinar on the day of my anniversary, and I was able to get a conversion of 35% and made my first revenue of close to 1.5 lakhs. And ever since then, I've just been selling and serving. And now I truly understand what we mean when we say sales equals service. And this is a proof of that. And this is my most precious thing. And I keep going back to this. I've been able to document more than 1,000 breakthrough stories over the last 12 months. So yes, that's the second power pill. Don't worry, just think about serving and the sales would happen. The third power pill is the power of leadership council calls. So I was fortunate enough to be put on the hot seat for one of the leadership council calls, and Siddharth asked me just one question, that have you launched your L2, L3 yet? And I said, no, I'm planning to do it next year. And this was sometime around 11th April, and he very casually said, 8th May, Mother's Day, go launch it. And I was so scared. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm going to sell. But I took it up as a challenge, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And it wasn't easy because I got COVID, and it was almost like God was testing my commitment. But I'm glad I did it because the day I did it, I was able to generate a revenue of 8 lakhs, which was more than what I had earned in January, February, March combined. So this actually taught me that sometimes others can see in us what we cannot see in ourselves. Also, if you've not been attending the Leadership Council calls, you must. And the fourth power tip, which could be new for some of you, is the power of this simple tool called InstaChamp by Mobile Monkey. And I'm going to show you how I use this tool to make 6 lakhs from just one post on Instagram. So this is what I did. I put this post on Instagram saying, do you want to become a parenting coach? And the thing with Instagram is that when somebody comments, the link is not clickable. So if you send them a link in the comments, it's not clickable. So what this tool does is that you have to make people comment a hook word in the comment section. So I made them comment the word coach. And the minute they put coach in the comments, they get an automated direct message, and without any time like this. It's absolutely instant. So it's like a pop-up, so they get it. And I put a Google form link for the direct message, and I got them to fill that link. I got more than 300 entries. I've been able to meet only 16 so far, and out of the 16 mothers that I met, I was able to close 12. So that's how I made my 6 lakhs using just this simple tool. And you can also use this tool to generate free leads for your masterclass and also sell like low ticket products. Like I sell a lot of activity books for kids and coloring books for kids. So I use this tool a lot to create that passive small ticket revenue. Then the fifth thing is the power of tapping into human psychology. So I mostly do my master classes at 3:30, and I used to start sharp at 3:30. Because I joined like half an hour before, and I'm like so nervous trying to collect myself. So 3:30 is when I used to start. But a lot of mothers I noticed that at least 20 to 25% of the mothers were joining around 3:33, 3:34. And when they entered the room, they used to be very lost. And they used to ask me, can you repeat what you mentioned? Can you tell us what's happening? And the connection was very weak. So what I started to do and what worked for me magically was I started to play a small intro video. And I told them that, please use this time to relax, drink water, get your notebooks, pens, and papers ready. And this is a very simple video where I just play some parenting quotes, show some work in the parenting space that I've done, and also, show some parenting experts and my interaction with them. So it's a very simple 4-minute video. But when mothers joined at 3:34, 3:35, the connection was much stronger because they were with me from the very beginning. So this really helped me improve my conversions. So if you are experiencing the same, this is something that you could also use. Then the sixth is the power of doing one thing at a time. This is very important because a lot of us spend a lot of time in our head, making big plans and taking small actions. So I think it's a good idea to just start doing whatever little that you can. And when I look back, the day when I launched my webinar, all that I had was a Zoom subscription and my courses on Teachable. And over the last 11 months, I've definitely been able to improve my systems a lot, but there is still so much that needs to be done. So in this game, I think it's more about progress than perfection, because I've realized one thing, that no matter where you are on this journey, there will always be a next level. So just keep taking action without looking at what everybody else is doing. That's been I just don't look at what others are doing because it's so overwhelming sometimes. So just do that. And the last and the most important is the power of having a mentor. And I've been speaking for the last 10 minutes, and every single idea that I've shared with you, it was not me. It was all Siddharth's idea. It was all him. And I've just been implementing every single idea with complete faith and surrender, one at a time, as and when I was able to overcome my resistance. And have deep, deep gratitude for Siddharth, for Vanita, for coming up with this beautiful freedom business model that is helping us touch and impact the lives of millions of people across the globe. And as I speak with you, this all seems like a big dream, because 7 years back, I was a mother struggling to help herself. Sorry. And now I'm a parenting coach, helping mothers. So there's one thing that I know for sure, that every challenge is a part of a bigger plan that God has for us. All that we need is an eye to see the message that the mess carries for us. And my heart is so full of gratitude, not only because I'm blessed with an amazing mentor like Siddharth and his gorgeous wife, Vanita, but because I'm a part of this room, surrounded by so many beautiful people, where every single person is trying to use his or her personality to serve the true purpose of their soul. And I really, really hope that we can use these power pills to add more power to the lives of all those people that we are collectively trying to serve. Thank you.
Let's give it up for Riddhi Deorah. Standing ovation. Once more, once more. Thank you, Riddhi.
Thank you.
Yes, please stand here. How many of you could feel that message? I felt it behind there. Riddhi, you are a true inspiration for so many mothers. And it's not just the mothers, but I truly believe that the next generation of kids are going to be so much more in a safer and a special place than what it is today. Thank you so much for what you do. Once again, round of applause to Riddhi. Yes, thank you.